you are watching French Action and my name is Jenny. French pronunciation becomes much easier when you know the sound system. In my previous video, I shared with you my do's and my don'ts in French pronunciation. In this one, I will point out the common mistakes that you should avoid and I will correct them for you. There will be an exercise right at the end of the video. Vous êtes prêts? C'est parti! One common mistake is when you see a word with on or onne. For example, this one. Very often I hear comfortable or comfortable. Con. It's not con. Con is English. Okay, so we're going to have the sound on, which is on. Con. Confortable. Confortable. Another one which is mispronounced is this one. I often hear compter. Well, here we again have the sound on, because whether it's on or om, it doesn't matter, it's the same sound. And here we have a P which is silent. So really it should be compter. Compter. And then this one, which I always hear this word mispronounced, is personne. This time we're not going to go with the sound on because it's not on, but it's onne. Personne. So I'm going to repeat those three words. Confortable, compter, personne. Common mistakes here is that we learn that en gives you the sound on, which is true. En does give you the sound on. However, here we don't have en, we have ien, which is a sound in itself, is the sound yen. So instead of saying bien, as I often hear, I should really say bien. Bien, which is well, rien, which is nothing, tiens, hold, viens, come. And when you think about it, when we say come, we don't say viens, we say viens. It's exactly the same pronunciation. So I'm going to repeat this. Bien, rien, tiens, viens. And have you noticed that the S is silent as well? So what is understood when the final S is pronounced? So I have one word. Let's see if you can guess what it is. Repas, which is a meal. Now, if I use the same sound and I add an S, what are you going to hear? Repasse. But repasse means iron, to iron. If I say je repasse, it means I am ironing. Now, next one. Repos, which is rest. Repos. Now, let's say I'm going to add an E at the end. So it's going to be a Z sound, because remember, an S between two vowels gives you a Z sound. What will you understand? Repose, but this time is the verb. VB stands for verb. Let's look at another one. Mais. This is the mais, we know, mais. But what happens if I use an S sound at the end? Mess. Mess is a church mass. So as you can see, it's not the same thing at all. Let's try some more words. If I say cas What do you understand? Ka. And now if I pronounce the S, casse, I'm in the verb to break. Je casse, I break. What about this one? Ta. Ta. A pile, a heap. But if I pronounce the S, je voudrais une tasse de thé. I would like a cup of tea. What about this one? Ba. Ba, which means low and is masculine. When it's feminine, you have to pronounce the S. And you double the S. Basse. So, it gives you ka, casse, ta, tasse, ba, basse. And I could add something like gros, grosse, which is the same thing. Gros, which I'm sure you know already, which is big. The Q sound. I'm going to say those words. Qui, que, quand, qu'on, quoi, quel, est-ce que, qu'est-ce que. Je répète, qui, que, quand, qu'on, quoi, quel, est-ce que, qu'est-ce que. Now, words with ille. Normally the sound is E. However, we have this word which is often mispronounced. Ville, village. Je répète, ville, village. As opposed to famille, famille. And then we have this word as well, kind, where people would say gentil. No, is gentil. The L is silent, but when it's feminine, you would say gentille, gentille. Now, a couple of examples of words which exist in both languages. But as you will see, the pronunciation is very different. So for example, this one, seize, very often I hear seize, but it's really number 16 in French, 16. This one, in English is sight, but when it comes to French, you cannot say sight, even though it means the same thing, is sit, because as you know, the I in the alphabet is I, so you can't have sight. It has to be sit. And we're going to pronounce the T because there's an E at the end. Let's try another one. In English, invite. And I often hear in French, invite. No, it's invite, because IN is not in, is un. Invite. And here again, we're going to pronounce the T because it's followed by an E. So I'm going to repeat the French part. 16, sit, invite. So, do you know those two words? So the first one is un cerf-volant. And the second one is une clé. You will notice that I haven't pronounced the F In my previous video, I did say that words ending with an F will have the S pronounce, the F pronounce, but it doesn't work with those two words. So we are going to learn those words little by little, and I'm going to put some pictures so that you can remember them. So je répète, un cerf-volant, une clé. I have come up with a little text, especially for you, and I'm going to ask you to read this text and pay attention to all the things that I have said in this video. Now I'm going to read the text for you. Je voudrais bien des bonbons après le repas, mais pour le moment, je préfère une tasse de thé avant de partir dans une ville de l'Est. Je vais faire les magasins pour acheter une robe pour ma fille et du bon vin. Qu'en pensez-vous?